Courtney. I'm a designer developer for the Tribune company. I've been in print and web and mobile for the past 15 years. I've built dozens of apps for the company, Chicago Tribune, Los Angeles Times, WGN, WPIX, KTLA. We've also done a number of, I've also done a number of startup projects. Been through things like Accelerate Labs, which is now Techstar Chicago, Starter League, Impact Engine, and my experience with startups has really added rocket fuel basically to the way that I approach everyday journalism problems. I really think that we have this innate issue that is built into us that think that we can plan it all out and it's just going to work. The first thing I want you to remember is that regardless of how perfect the plan is, it's wrong. You don't know enough about the solution that you're trying to solve to be able to make it right. And even if you knew enough about the solution isn't fixed. It changes, it moves. Something about what you're trying to solve is going to change, and that's going to make your plan immediately wrong. Failing fast is key. When you're working with people are not scalable. You cannot take one person's problems and scale them to another person. So you need to try to talk to as many people as possible to build a solution. And it's in those cycles of talking to people and showing your product that you get the learning that you need to build a successful product. Apps are an issue. They have their place, but too often the suits in the room run right to it because they understand how to download an app on their phone, and that makes them technically proficient. The issue is that apps keep you away from your customer for a really long time. You need to get as close to your customer as quickly as possible, determine if there's a problem you can solve, and if there is, and if there are enough customers, then considering building an app. Man, think big, start small. Obviously you don't really want to start putting all this investment and time in an idea that's really small or fringe. I think more important than big, though, is passion. If you're passionate about a problem, about an issue you're trying to solve, you're going to try to encompass the whole thing. And that's great, but let's break it down to little parts. Ask yourself, how am I going to do this? And then ask yourself how again until you can get it down to a manageable size of a problem and task, and then you can start chipping away at it. Meetings are important, but we're having meetings with the wrong people. A meeting between yourself and your executive board or yourself and your collaborators is key. You need that. But the idea that after every step you're going to check in with a committee or a board of people before you're talking to your customers is the wrong cycle. Replace half, if not 75% of all the meetings that you have right now with meetings with customers. It's absolutely vital that you have ongoing conversations with the people that you're trying to solve a problem for. It will show you not only where the pain points are, whether they can see the same problem that you're describing, and also it'll show you how they're trying to solve it right now. A lot of times you'll have an idea and you'll think you have the perfect solution, only to have a discussion with a customer that points out to a really great solution that might even be better than the one you have that's already in the market. Wouldn't you rather know that now than build your product out, release it, and then find out that something was already out, that was available, that was better than yours 6 months ago before you started? I can't say this enough. If you go and you try to build for profit alone, you won't have the passion to carry through the dark, tough times that are associated with any building cycle. You have to be passionate about what you're trying to build. And that passion generally is going to be rooted in something that means something. If you can make meaning, if you can solve problems, you're going to have a much greater chance of success. And even if you fail, you'll feel good about your effort. I really think, and this is from my own personal perspective, that something that has held me back for a long time is how I value things. And things like, it could be calories, it could be time. We are not naturally given the proper nurturement to value these things properly. And I think that a product that can address, it might sound like time management, but it's really more about life management, helping people get more out of life without feeling guilty about the things that they're choosing to do or not to do. I think that's a very interesting problem, and I think that's something I would go tackle.